Hey everybody and welcome aboard The Voyage. My name's Michi and I've been a K-pop fan since 2nd gen. Here on The Voyage I like to invite my friends along for different journeys in K-pop. These are my friends Monica and Julia. Now Julia and I reacted to the first 4 videos of Ateez together and we enjoyed them so much that we wanted to include Monica in on the fun. Now thank you so much for all the comments on our last video. We now get that they're more rebels and oh my god, I just have to say, Atiny, your lore doc is impressive. I know, I showed it to Julia and Monica.
With the dedication of it.
Yeah.
Truly ahead of us.
I love it when a band has deep lore.
Yes, so it's literally like, mwah, work of art. We gotta applaud that. Like, thank you. We'll be using it as we go through the videos to get a better understanding of what Ateez is trying to convey. And with that, we are moving on to the 5th video in their journey, which is Wave. Now, it does say in their lore doc that Wave is the first light-hearted video we get from Ateez, both in sound and content. And the rest I'm gonna leave until after we've already watched it. All right, let's get into it.
여기 지금 우린 오션뷰 파도 위 어디쯤인가 함께하고 있어 여전히 어디로 갈지 모르지만 이 순간 뜨거운 태양 아래서 Go away, go away 망설임은 멀었다 망설임은 멀었다 생각해 우린 벌써 많은 것을 넘어 기억해 시간은 흘러가는 건 저기 바다를 넘어 지는 태양을 향해 갈 때에 멈추고 싶은 순간이 와도 머리 한 번 쓸어 넘기고 외쳐 하쿠나 마타토요.
I've heard this.
Yeah?
I think this was the hip-hop lunch when I worked there.
Not surprised.
I was like, that is so familiar.
That is so funny. You've heard this before.
I was like, I am 1,000%. I don't know if that's where I heard it, but but I've definitely heard this before.
I think I may have heard this on the radio, and the last time is this from like last year?
This is from 5 years ago.
Years ago, okay. Heard a song like it on the radio in Texas when I was visiting D last year. I'm
right.
enjoying this so far.
묻지야 섬을 찾아 follow us Mississippi 강하를 건너 where we go Don't be care about that we fishy 아닐수록 파도가 칠수록 파도도 다 바다를 향해 trip 순간을 저겨 안는 yeah feeling me 파도 안에 swing 더 정신없이 quit 넌 찾아 준비됐어 저 태양 아래 빛 저기 지는 태양을 향해 갈 때에 멈추고 싶은 순간이 와도 머리 한 번 쓸 하쿠나 마타토요 더더 밀려와도 하쿠나 마타토 더더 밀려와도 거친 파도를 넘어 네가 있는 곳에 나도 서 있을게 내 손을 잡아 우리 둘이 난데 거쳐담은 그 칠속 좋아 우린 그 위서 늘 거니까 We're just going on 지금 이 순간이 우리 하루라면 우리 태양 아래 누구보다 더 뜨거우니까 걱정하지 마 저기 파도를 넘어
Okay, so that was Wave.
A perfectly crafted summer.
It's very whimsical. It's also just they let a bunch of theater kids loose in the Target, and I know how that felt.
You think they let him loose on the target?
I mean, that's sure how we behaved when we were when we were kids, like in high school, and we were like, we're just gonna be weird in public, and everyone's gonna have to live with that.
I love a song
It's
that
everyone
makes,
else's fault.
that makes you want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
No, and it was a very like lighthearted, happy song.
Yeah.
And the
Or-
choreography was great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the lore document to understand it.
What does it say?
Wave is the first lighthearted video we get from Ateez, both in sound and content. That isn't
Okay.
to say it's lacking in curiosity. We start with the members asleep. Oh, at the time of release, this detail meant nothing, but now we've learned more of Universe Z and the strict art ban, so it feels more intentional. So that room they woke up in, the fact that walls are completely bare and there are curtains over the window and all wall art has been removed. There's two paintings on the floor facing the right, blanket draped over them as if it has been covering them.
I do love a complicated metaphor.
All right, so shall we go on to the next one, which is illusion? So this one, there's a considerable amount of ground to cover an illusion. While typically, they say, while I typically try to group these passages into themes or locations, we're going to be on a ship this time. All right, this one's going to see more about adventure. All right, shall we watch it?
Let's go.
푸른빛의 양 보라색 별 꽃이 춤춰 노래는 덤 어디선가 말을 거네 We party all day.
We are finally on a pirate ship.
We are on a pirate ship.
Continue, sorry.
거짓말 같은 장관 눈 감았다 떴다 몇 번을 감았다 떴다 지금 난 마치 콜럼버스 기분 마치 반말하는 개구리와 거북이 빨간색 개나리의 바라기 지금 뭐? 꿈을 꾸는 듯해 제발 don't wake me up 하루 이틀 찰나을 오늘이 며칠인지 몰라 나는 지금 어디 너는 누구 처음 느껴보는 이런 기분 지금 여기만이 paradise 모르겠고 일단 party all alone 푸른빛 태양 보라색 별
Oh, that art style's cool.
꽃이 춤춰
Yeah.
노래는 더
I really like the paper artwork.
어디선가 말을 거네 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah 날 따라올래 너 날 따라올래 you 해 뜰 때까지 right 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah 천장에 별이 보여서 올라타 그 위에 빛이 따라 돌고 돌아나 아 뜨거 난 누군 따라내 볼 앞에 펴려다 난 따라 들어왔네 후 죽었다 살았다 반복해 계속 누구도 억지로 맞춰 지나치 푸른빛 태양 아래서 눈부셔 부셔 꿈을 꾸는 듯해 제발 don't wake me up 하루 이틀 찰나을 오늘이 며칠인지 몰라 나는 지금 어디 너는 누구 처음 느껴보는 이런 기분 지금 여기만이 paradise 모르겠고 일단 party all alone 푸른빛 태양 보라색 별 꽃이 춤춰 노래는 또 어디선가 말을 거네 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah 날 따라올래 너 날 따라올래 you 해 뜰 때까지 right 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah 푸른빛 모래 아래 무지갯빛 바다 위에 그려볼까 더 환상적인 꿈 지금 여긴 뭐든지 아름다워 바다 위를 걸어볼까 무지갯빛 바다 위에 우리 손을 잡고 미친 듯이 춤을 추자 나른데 푸른빛 태양 보라색 별 꽃이 춤춰 노래는 또 어디선가 말을 거네 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah 날 따라올래 너 날 따라올래 you 해 뜰 때까지 right 밤새 걸어가서 party all alone oh yeah yeah
After credit.
Oh. So is that supposed to be the prequel to the one that we saw a minute ago?
I'm going to share the lore doc with you so that we can both
Okay.
read it. Oh, there was a lot of Easter eggs on this.
I really liked the storybook look at the backgrounds and a bunch of things, like with the paper cutout clouds.
Is it supposed to be kind of an allusion to Treasure Island too?
Maybe.
I assume since it's called Treasure
Oh!
that it would be, because it's right there. Like that's basically the whole premise of it. Is they're sailing on a ship and they get to Treasure Island and they have a mostly good time at Treasure Island, except for the things that are not good that happen at Treasure Island.
Treasure Island, also famously a pirate story.
Famously a pirate story. It's where we get Long John Silver's from.
It's true.
Yeah, and by the way, you did say, was this the beginning of Wave? And it does say the beginning of Wave plays at the end as we get shots of all the
Yep.
members and SH opens his eyes.
And then there's someone says wake up.
Yeah, is literally saying open your eyes.
Yeah, open your eyes.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So yeah, so maybe this was all about their dream.
It does have a very dreamlike quality to it. Like the backgrounds it's not like the real sky.
And like the technical, like not technical, the pastel, like really like dreamy color palette that they have on the island.
Yeah,
whereas this is like very idealized. It's all like more neon and like not jewel tones, but like very like saturated colors.
Yeah.
And then we get here and it's very muted, but it's like a pastel, like creamy like background where it's like it doesn't look like it's like out of ink exactly, but it is kind of like it seems more
it's desaturated.
Yeah, I was gonna say more idealized.
Yeah,
is the
we have another dreamlike
yeah,
sequence here.
Very Alice in Wonderland-y.
Yeah,
the giant mushrooms.
Nothing is a normal color. There's a giant mushroom. There's a big compass in the background.
Yeah, it was like very fun and kind of almost Alice in Wonderland-y.
It's real,
but
that's
it's
the word
beautiful art. Yeah, I could see that, and like the dance was very good. It definitely seemed like a dream in a way with them, where like these moments where they're just kind of like looking at things,
doing a cool dance.
I just love that like 2D-ness to this
they're
video.
also very like exaggeratedly like having a great time on the island. Like they're having a good time on the boat, but they're not like about it the whole time. But when they're on the island specifically, they like almost have like that rictus grin on. Where they don't stop. Like, it's like, are you okay? Do we need like to get somebody to come help you?
Literally. But I think based off the little bit we can understand of the lore document and watching the video, that's what I get from it.
This is like when people talk about the lore in Elden Ring or Dark Souls.
I don't know. I also find that fun.
It's not an insult, just to be real clear. That's not negative. It just reminds me of the same sort of thing where people are like,
I noticed this tiny detail
making connections with all the little things that the creators have threaded through stuff.
To know that there was care taken.
Well,
to know that there was care taken.
Yeah.
Well, the next video is actually my favorite Ateez title track that I've heard. And it's called Wonderland. It is chock full of Alice in Wonderland.
Boy, I wonder what classic literature will take now.
But also military suits,
Oh.
which are mwah,
Okay.
mwah, mwah, mwah. So let's watch Wonderland. Oop, hang on.
Answer me now, if it's state of mind, it's too pointless. We're still young and wild. We're gonna find new way to be mine. 지도가 보라는 것, 그 삶은 것, 많이 내 꿈이 지갑. 끝에 꿈꾸는 시작. 날개를 펴고 영원히 철없게 like Peter.
They're also making specifically. They said like Peter, which is interesting. Why they called it Wonderland and not Neverland. That is interesting. Like Peter Pan. Like. It's very interesting because that one I feel like was more like Treasure's theme. Seemed a lot more like Peter Pan, and then kind of going into like
the ship sailing towards the island had sort of a Never Land vibe to it.
Sort of, yeah. It was like also like again like Treasure Island, but kind of the same. Like everybody's doing great. We're all great. Don't ask any questions. We're all fine. Don't ask why there's no adults here. Don't worry about it.
No, and it seems like they're going into an interesting world.
like Peter. 터질 듯한 심장을 pump it up. 불린 듯한 주먹을 꽉 쥐어. 자 열린다 진실의 문 그 앞에서 부숴버릴 듯이 we on fire. 너는 여기서 멈출 텐가 그토록 원하던
like that they played with like the negative space on the top and bottom, because at first your eye is like, oh, that's widescreen, that's why it looks like that. And it's like, no, this was intentional. It's part of the, don't worry about it. Like, it's part of it.
Yeah, with the flags.
With like, it's also them too. Like, they also eclipse that space.
Oh,
which I thought
see
was
what you
really
mean.
interesting.
Okay.
It's like, oh, it gave me something that I was just like, oh, I filled in that blank already. My mind was already like, ah, yes, no bumps in this road.
That section to me was the most piratey.
Yeah.
Because I love
It's
that.
got like kind of like a sea shanty type vibe, but it's more metal than that.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like, ooh.
Yes. I know, and then they add a marching band.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, it's the Black Parade.
They're talking about teenage rebellion.
I got a window 외쳐대 그래보다 크게 쳐버리는 창번에 대스페로보다 높이 가라고나 흔들림이 없이 때려 뱅뱅 단번에 준비 마치 down with us get it going 터져버려도 상관없어 난 지금 이곳은 애타의 시작 눈다치신 문 그 앞에서 웃어버릴 듯이 we on fire 너는 여기서 멈출 텐가 그토록 원하던 것이 눈앞에 다시 돌아올 수 없어도 Oh we must go it on 끝이 기다리는 시작으로 On my way 모두 발을 맞추고 On my way 하나 둘 하면 뛰어
I see why you like that song.
I love this song.
Right up your alley.
This is 100% my alley. Like, in case Atiny is wondering what I like, this is
You
what
like
I like.
it's anthemic, it's stompy, it's upbeat. The dancing is really cool, but like musically, this pretty much they served this one just for you.
Yeah, like that's why it's my favorite. Like, it's perfect to me. I love the video. I love how dramatic the video is. I love how many backgrounds it plays with. I love the dramatic scenery, the dramatic shots.
Yeah.
Every member stands
The crossover
out.
with like Dreamcatcher is still really good. That's not what they wanted to do, but it does look a lot like the Nightmare arc. They're just like, we'll just pepper this in just a little bit.
Listen, Ateez X Dreamcatcher is my dream. Like, I would love to see
I'm
those
so
two
sorry.
go-
It's not gonna
go-
happen unless they do a reunion, and I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be many a
It wouldn't
year.
surprise me though if someone on YouTube like did like one of the song mashups would be really interesting to look at.
Oh, they have. Yeah, maybe we could look at a
Ooh, that would
mashup
be fun.
because we're big fans
Yeah.
of both groups. But yeah, I was reading. It's a lot of Alice in Wonderland themey stuff in the lore document, and I think it's very interesting. But I love this rap section. The rap section is fantastic, and I love the Ring of Fire around him.
It's really interesting that they're like, oh yeah, it's got a lot of like Alice in Wonderland themes specifically when it feels really like very Black Parade meets Peter Pan to me specifically.
Yeah, they call out Peter, so that's Peter Pan, and
Yeah,
then they call
it's
out
got the
Jack
like-
Sparrow
yeah,
too.
which is very much more piratey than they've been like in a lot of like the ones that we watched originally, which isn't bad. Neverland, I still feel like both makes more sense, but I don't know if that's copyrighted. I don't think that it is anymore.
One of them is wearing a Cheshire Cat sweater.
Okay.
One of them is wearing an outfit similar to the Queen of Hearts. I totally missed that.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't get that at all.
That one up.
Or like the card guards. Is that what the color guard is supposed to be? Like the card guards?
Oh, that could be. And it's a lot of aggression in this video. I've
If
also
they wanted
noticed.
to do that more in the military outfits, it's interesting that they didn't choose white and red, because those are the two queens in Through the Looking Glass, of the Red Queen and the White Queen, and they chose black and red.
But I kind of love the band in all black.
I was like, it's not that I disliked it. I was just like, that's an interesting choice if they were trying to be like, this is Wonderland themed. Oh, and it was the Door of Truth, because I was literally like, that looks like the Door of Truth from like Full Metal Alchemist. And then I was like, that probably sounds dumb. And then no, that just is what it is.
I just love it, top to bottom, no notes. Perfection from Ateez. But how did you two feel about it?
It definitely has a lot more of like it's as loud as they can be.
Yeah.
On what they are saying without getting directly in trouble and being like, artistic license, don't be mad.
I like it when people make a statement with a lot of, as hard as they can, with plausible deniability.
Yes. All right. So the last song we're going to listen to is called Answer. Now, I have a complicated history with this song. This is the song that I stopped listening to Ateez, but I stopped listening for a very good reason. So you know how you get those songs that come up during times of your life and all you can do is associate it with a time of your life? This song was my song when my grandmother passed.
I thought you were going to be like a good reason, like the reason we don't listen to Drake. And I was like, uh-oh.
So I listened to this song on repeat when my grandmother died, and I was extremely close to my grandmother. So after she passed, I just couldn't listen to Ateez again because I didn't want to go past Answer. So that's my little backstory and why we're now finally gonna see all their title tracks and listen to all their stuff after Answer. But it's a fantastic song. It's one of my favorites. I don't know the meaning though, so I've never looked up the lyrics.
But we're excited to go on this voyage.
So let's listen.
it a bonus content? Oh, that mask is hard as
And that was Answer.
Nice.
Oh, the end credits. The end credits is absolutely my shit.
The after
I knew
credits
you would love that.
sequence.
I love seeing the decimated like remains of some building or something where something is like clearly happened and it's been crazy insane, and there's like one lone person who kind of has disdain for the fact that they have to be there and is looking around and like, I don't want to deal with this, but I know that I have to, or I'm like, I'm evil and I've learned this bit of information now. Is my favorite. And like,
Also, I
It's very
completely
fun.
misread the subtitles on the first line, which says, "Let's make a toast like thunder." Like a toast isn't like a celebration.
Yeah.
Here's your glass type thing. Clink. Yeah, I just misread the
Mhm.
and so I read it as make
Raise
make
toast.
make toast. Let's make toast like thunder. And I was like, I don't think
That's
that was
funny.
translated correctly. And then I read it again, and I was like, oh, no, that does make sense.
No, and this is such an interesting video because this is where we get to see Ateez confront Ateez.
Well, yeah, like everybody, and not just like one person being like, "Yeah, man, it was weird." I don't know that I know how to explain it, and then everybody has to look at their mob self. And it's also really funny that they've split them into like, I guess executives and enforcers, which is kind of what it looks like. But the three of them behind them are just like, "Don't say shit." Like, they're the four people that are seated. I assume it's just because they're like, "Look, it looks too weird if we have all 7 of you like sat down. It looks weird." So I don't know if that is why, or 8 of them. I don't remember how. I thought there were 7. I just probably miscounted.
There's 8.
There is 8 boys. But I was like, I thought that was really interesting. But like, I don't know that that's a choice. Like this is a deep lore choice more so than like, no, this looked better, so this is what we did. Which
Yeah.
makes sense. But also I want to know what like pattern on that fabric is supposed to mean, or what it is, period.
Yeah, because everything feels very intentional.
Yeah. And if they're spending that much time on the fabric, I feel like it has to like be something that's more significant than just, we picked it, it's there.
No, but I just think this is such a beautiful song. It has a very like ebb and flow to it.
I really like the song too.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of like, it's definitely got a contemplative vibe while trying to be like, not quite upbeat, but like, you know, like a rallying cry. So I understand why you were like, I listened to this on a loop when I was trying to deal with something emotional. Like, yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm sorry.
No, like for some reason it came into my life at the right time when I needed a song like this, and I've never really found a song like this yet that's been able to resonate with me as much.
I feel you.
Yeah, and then anything, the lore doc, the spyglass seems to be a big theme in Hourglass.
Answer.
Answer.
Yeah.
Look at, yeah, this was the interesting part to me in the video. You see how they're all looking at butterflies?
Yeah, there was a lot of butterfly symbolism through the last couple videos.
Yeah, and then there's Holidays. Oh, look, they're wearing pearls this time, not chains. And then the clinking of the champagne glasses. Do you think that means anything?
I mean, it's like a toast, an agreement at least.
I also imagine it's them making peace with that, the fact that they do this. It's just like, yeah, no, this is what I want. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. Again, they're being as loud as they can.
Yeah, that could be.
That's what I took it as. But obviously other people will have different interpretations of that.
No, but overall I really liked it, and it's still an emotional song for me.
Well, thank you for braving it.
No, it was one of those where I'm like, I'm gonna cry, but it's worth it.
Does this scene also kind of remind you in a way of Great Expectations? Of that scene where Pitt finally gets to see into the weird secret room that Miss Havisham has, and there's like a desiccated wedding cake, and like it's like everything's moth-eaten and like dusty and fucked up in there, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't have been in here.
Now that you mention it, yeah. Now that you put it that way, kind of. I see where you're coming from.
Thank you all for joining the voyage. You can find me on my socials at MEW21 _cosplay. As for my friends Monica and Julia, you guys can plug yourselves now.
I am on Tumblr at Gay Wizard Emporium and on Blue Sky at Dice-Wizard.
I am also on Tumblr. I am at Madam Carnage, and I'm also at Madam Carnage on Instagram if that is your jam.
Yes. So, but thank you, Atiny, for having us. If you have a suggestion for something you think we should react to, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time we set sail. Good night.
Good night.